Ulrich Mikloweit. You're the artist here in Boxum.
Yes.
What kind of work do you make? Because it looks very difficult.
It is not that
complicated.
it is not that complicated as it looks. These are sculptures. They are called polyhedra, geometrical forms, and I calculate them on a computer screen. Then I print the patterns on paper, on white paper, and then I cut it by hand with scissors and knives, and then I glue the pieces until the shape is completed.
And the colors?
The colors, I use them according to the number and kind of faces which are integrated in these shapes.
It's mathematic what you do. I mean, you well, how do you call it in English? Berechnungen? Machen Sie Berechnungen?
Yes, very little, because I have good programs nowadays who do the calculations for me. Constructed with some program and then to print it.
I just heard you say you weren't a professional artist. Why?
No, I do this only in my leisure time. I'm an amateur.
Do you have a lot of leisure time then? Because it looks, if it takes a lot of time, consuming work, is it?
Yes, it takes a lot of time, but I have been doing it since 30 years now, and so there is some time which I can save for this.
Istvan?
Orosz.
Orosz? That's a beautiful name. Where are you from?
I'm from Hungary.
How did it happen that you have an exhibition here?
Well, I have some friends in the group who organized the Bridges conferences, and also I had some exhibition here in the Netherlands, so it is not my first exhibition here, and probably this is why I was chosen to as well in this beautiful church.
Your drawings, they look very complicated. Can you tell me about them?
Well, also I sometimes feel that it's complicated and boring drawings, but
well, I wouldn't say boring.
I can do that kind of things. Well, maybe these complicated drawings. Well, it would be hard to remember what was the origin of them. Probably I want to describe too many things in one drawing, so maybe some of them has two levels. One of them is a landscape, the other is a portrait, so if you go close to the picture you see a landscape, and if you walk far away from the picture you can see a portrait. So to put many things in one picture, that was my first idea. So maybe the complication, the origin of the complication is somewhere here.
The whole exhibition has to do with mathematics, or is that something you prefer to do, or do you also other work?
Well, of course I like mathematics, and well, I have to say here in the Bridges conference, because there are a lot of mathematicians that I am not a real mathematician. So I love geometry. I love to geometrical objects in the surface and in the space as well. But I didn't learn it, and I can't compare with the scientists here in the mathematics.
A lot of your drawings look like they are not really possible. Through my yes. Is there a purpose?
Well, you know, if somebody is not satisfied with the world around him or her, he tries to imagine a new world, and maybe I build myself, and this is why I make so-called impossible object, but they are impossible in the world, in the three-dimensional world where we live, but maybe they are real object or real buildings in another world.